Let's start with something no one ever told you, but that you've always suspected. The world doesn't reward brilliance, it punishes it. You thought being exceptional would bring you praise and respect. Instead, you feel it brings hostility. Every time you shine, someone always tries to dim your light. You can sense it, can't you? The uneasy silence after you share an achievement. The forced smiles that don't reach the eyes. The friends who suddenly distance themselves when you do something remarkable. It's as if your success reflects their shortcomings, and they quietly resent you for it. This is the dark truth hiding behind so many of your disappointments. You were raised to believe that talent and hard work get recognition, but reality had other plans. The more you stand out, the more alone you become. The taller the poppy, the sharper the shears that cut it down. Think about all those times you tried to show the world what you could do. You expected applause or at least encouragement. But what did you get instead? Dismissal, criticism, maybe even laughter. It's confusing and painful. You did nothing wrong, except make certain people feel small, just by being yourself. And here's the cruel twist. They'll never admit that envy drives them. No one likes to think of themselves as envious. So they find other reasons. They say you are arrogant or lucky, or that you think you're better than them. They create any excuse to justify tearing you down. Deep down, you already see what's happening. You catch those subtle glances when you speak your mind, the glare of someone who wishes you'd just stay quiet. You notice how your accomplishments are met with faint praise or awkward silence. It's like the whole world conspires to make you doubt yourself. Society preaches fair rewards, but secretly it runs on jealousy and ego. Arthur Schopenhauer understood this over a century ago. He saw how average minds recoil from anyone who shows real depth or genius. They feel a dull anger, an inferiority they won't acknowledge, and it curdles into quiet hatred. Imagine a mediocre person encountering someone with true insight or talent. Instead of learning, they feel insulted by that excellence. Schopenhauer observed that such people feel a secret bitterness in the presence of personal greatness. They may smile on the surface, but inside they're boiling, even if they don't know why. This hostility toward visible excellence is everywhere. It might wear the mask of criticism, gossip, or indifferent neglect. It's a coworker undermining your ideas, a friend who jokes about your ambitions just to cut you down to size. All of it is fueled by one thing, the sting of seeing someone outshine them. Here is what no one wants to say out loud. Many people would prefer you stay mediocre. Your growth threatens them. Your success is a mirror to their stagnation, and they hate what they see. It's easier for them if you play dumb, stay small, keep your head down. Think about the times you've held back your opinions in a group. Why did you do that? Maybe you knew that showing your knowledge would only earn you blank stares or icy responses. You've learned, piece by painful piece, that being openly smart or capable often invites more trouble than respect. Let's be brutally honest. The crowd doesn't celebrate the one who is different. It crucifies them. History and everyday life both tell this story. The honest whistleblower gets shunned. The student with the best grades is mocked as a nerd. The employee who works hardest is resented by coworkers. Excellence becomes a target. Your instincts whisper to tone yourself down, even when every part of you wants to excel. You've probably felt that conflict, the urge to hide what you know, to not raise your hand even when you have the answer. That's not because you're shy, it's because you've been burned before for simply being good. Carl Jung would tell you that what we hate in others is often what we refuse to see in ourselves. When someone despises your strengths, it's their shadow talking. They project their own insecurities onto you. They call you conceited not because you are, but because they can't face their own feelings of inferiority. And what about you? You are not immune to this darkness either. Be honest, haven't you felt a sting of envy when someone else excelled beyond you? It's there, isn't it? That shadow of jealousy we all carry. You at least try to fight it, to not let it control you. But many people don't. Most people let their shadow rule them unconsciously. It's easier for them to tear someone else down than to confront their own lack of effort or courage. So they play a psychological trick. They project. The world becomes a hall of mirrors, where everyone accuses others of the very flaws they hide in themselves. Friedrich Nietzsche had a word for this simmering resentment of the weak against the strong. Resentment. It's a poisonous kind of envy that flips morality upside down. In resentment, people label your strengths as sins. Your confidence becomes arrogance. Your success becomes luck or cheating. Your talent becomes an unfair advantage that they must punish. Those who feel powerless cope by redefining virtue. If they can't rise to your level, they pull you down to theirs and call it justice. They wear a mask of righteousness while choking on their own bitterness. They will say, "It's not that I envy you, it's that you are doing something wrong." Lies. Meanwhile, your ego struggles to understand why the world is like this. Part of you wants to scream, "It's not my fault, I'm this way. Why can't I be accepted for who I am?" You crave just a little acknowledgement, a little respect. Is that so much to ask? Your ego feels wounded and confused. You wonder if you should shrink yourself to fit in. Who wants to be isolated? Who wants to be outcast just for being right or good? Part of you is tempted to dim your light, to trade authenticity for acceptance. It's a painful thought, having to choose between truth and belonging. Pay attention now. Here comes the confrontation you've been avoiding, the hard choice. On one side is the comforting lie, be yourself fully and the world will love you for it. On the other side is the truth you feel in your bones. Show what you truly are, and the world might never forgive you. So what do you do with that truth? This is where Arthur Schopenhauer and others offer a cold, pragmatic answer. In a world this perverse, you must play a trick. If showing your strengths only paints a target on your back, then stop showing them. It sounds cynical, doesn't it? Hide your light, act less intelligent than you are. It offends your sense of justice. Why should the burden be on you to dim yourself? It feels like rewarding the very mediocrity that despises you. But ask yourself, would you rather be secretly great and alive, or proudly excellent and crucified? Schopenhauer had no illusions about human nature. He might advise you to wear a mask, present a harmless face to the world while keeping your true abilities in reserve. Be a nobody on the surface, so the envious overlook you. Put simply, act like a donkey, even if you feel like a lion inside. Think of the old strategy, the art of playing the fool. Many great minds survived by pretending to be ordinary or ignorant. Machiavelli would agree. Sometimes you must disguise your strength to use it effectively. A brilliant strategy, spoken with a stupid smile, is dismissed, not attacked. And that can be your secret weapon. Act like a donkey doesn't mean become stupid. It means let them underestimate you. There's power in that. When they think you're no threat, they leave you alone. When they assume you're average, they won't see it coming when you quietly achieve things they thought you couldn't. You slip under the radar of their envy. Yes, it's a strategy of survival and success in a hostile world. You might not like it, but deep down, you know it's necessary. History is full of geniuses who played dumb to get by. They understood that raw excellence can be too much for small minds to handle without backlash. Meanwhile, something interesting happens when you adopt this approach. You realize you never needed their applause in the first place. When you stop expecting recognition, you stop feeling its absence as a wound. You become strangely free. Your ego struggles at first, then it relaxes, seeing it can live without constant praise. By acting less, you actually achieve more. You conserve your energy for real progress instead of wasting it trying to convince others. You can work in peace without saboteurs on your heels, because they don't even realize what you're doing. The donkey on the outside, the genius on the inside. This becomes your quiet advantage. Make no mistake, this path isn't easy. It takes discipline to hold your tongue when you know the answer. It takes humility to let others bask in mediocrity while you keep your brilliance hidden. Your ego will take a beating. It feels like swallowing pride, but that bitter taste of humility can save you from a worse fate. The painful clarity is this: your ego is not your friend here. That part of you that wants to show off and prove everyone wrong, that part will only lead you into battles you don't need to fight. If you follow that ego, you'll keep charging into a wall of envy and ignorance, and you will lose every time. Better to be strategic, better to outsmart them by appearing to be no one worth fighting. It's a kind of psychological judo. You use their own assumptions against them. They assume you're insignificant. Fine, let them. While they ignore you or patronize you, you move unopposed. They won't stop what they don't see as a threat. This strategy even protects you from your own darkness. By stepping out of the ego game, you avoid becoming bitter or arrogant. You are not looking for validation in their eyes anymore. You quietly validate yourself. When someone else shines brighter, you can sincerely applaud them. You are no longer obsessed with the pecking order. Think about the freedom in this. You become invisible in the best way. No more performing for people who will never appreciate you. No more exhausting debates to prove your point to those who will never admit you're right. You're content to know what you know and be who you are without needing permission. And ironically, that's when real influence becomes possible. When you no longer crave recognition, you can do what actually matters. You can plant ideas subtly, shape outcomes without anyone crediting you, and it doesn't bother you. You become the quiet force in the room that no one notices, moving mountains behind the scenes. Carl Jung spoke of individuation, becoming your true self, which includes embracing your shadow. Here, embracing your shadow means accepting the lonely, unglamorous path of the outsider. Recognize the part of you that wants to hide and see that it has wisdom. It's not cowardice. It's a deep strategy for living authentically when open authenticity isn't welcome. By integrating that shadow, the part of you tired of seeking for approval, you reclaim your power. You stop seeing yourself through the eyes of those who envy or misunderstand you. You start seeing yourself through your own eyes, maybe for the first time. And what you see is someone who doesn't need validation to know their worth. This realization is quietly empowering. There is a dark confidence that grows when you embrace this strategy. You become like a fortress with no flag flying outside. Formidable, but nothing for enemies to target. People can attack what isn't ostentatious. They can destroy what they don't see. You might wonder if you'll ever get recognition for this. Maybe not from the masses, but ask yourself why you craved it so badly. Recognition only feeds your ego. When you starve it, a deeper satisfaction emerges. You take pride in doing what you do well, even if only you and a few others ever know. In time, the world may catch up. Sometimes when you've accomplished something great quietly, the results speak loud on their own. People might only realize what you were capable of after it's all done and cannot be sabotaged. And if they never realize it, fine. Your life is not for them. It's for you. Now let's step back for a moment, because you need to see the bigger picture. This isn't just about you. This pattern has played out across history time and again. The exceptional ones often walk alone, The mediocre majority band together against anyone who reminds them of their mediocrity. You are living one instance of that eternal story. Schopenhauer, Nietzsche, Jung, Machiavelli, different minds from different eras all understood pieces of this puzzle. They saw how society really works beneath the polite lies. All of them preached strategic self-preservation. Their message to anyone who seeks truth or excellence was simple: beware of the masses and protect your flame from the winds. This is your zoom-out realization. You are not flawed for feeling out of place. The game is rigged against anyone who stands out. Knowing this, you face a moral reckoning. Will you curse the world for its blindness and grow bitter? Or will you accept the darkness and use it to your advantage without losing yourself? It comes down to a choice. You can let your ego rule you, demand validation and grow resentful when it doesn't come. Or you can transcend your ego, become wiser, and move in stealth toward what matters. One path is bright with naive idealism and ends in frustration. The other is shadowy, challenging, but in your control. I'm challenging you. If you've listened this far, some part of you is already awake. So prove it. Leave one brutally honest sentence in the comments, maybe about an envy you felt or a time you hid your true self. By doing this, you show you're not just a passive listener. You're ready to face reality head on. If you can be that honest, you'll take a step most people never will. You'll show you belong to the small tribe that sees through the world's illusions and quietly rises above them. It marks you as someone who doesn't just complain about the darkness, but learns to move within it deliberately. Remember, you are not alone. Look at the others here sharing their truths. Those words prove that understanding this harsh truth doesn't break you. It bonds you with others who see it too. It's an invisible brotherhood of realists and quiet strivers. By speaking your truth, even briefly, you signal to yourself and the world that you are part of it. In a world that values the loud and superficial, you have chosen the silent and profound. That is a victory in itself. There is integrity in not showing all your cards, in protecting what is sacred about you from unworthy eyes. You've learned a secret of life that few do. Sometimes, to save your treasure, you must bury it deep. The moral here isn't that you should give up on your gifts. It's that you should guard them wisely. Use them when and where they matter, not for applause, but for purpose. Let fools seek validation. You will seek something higher. You will do what needs to be done, and let credit and glory fall where they may, unimportant. Walk forward with new confidence. Wear your humility like armor, your knowledge like a hidden blade. Act like a donkey, if that's what it takes to carry your genius through a world of thieves. The world may never know the battles you won or the wisdom you carried, but you will. And that is enough.